welcome back. Episode 2 of our podcast. We have our inaugural guest, Thandeka Dladla.
Hi.
And
welcome.
jazz artist.
Welcome to our welcome. Okay, so we're gonna, in the way we do our podcast, we always let the guests decide what they want to cook or what they want to do or make. So you can tell us what we're actually doing.
What are we making today?
We're making tacos, chicken pineapple apple tacos.
Yeah.
And you're the cook. So
And
you're
this
gonna
one's a
lead the way.
foodie because the stuff you're sending me, I was like, hey,
I
We're
love
busy
tacos.
shopping and Homegirl was like, and this?
yeah.
Pineapples?
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
we getting?
Yeah, we're
Anyway,
trying
so
to
we're
look
going to
for
let you
mangoes,
lead
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you for
very
having me,
excited for
guys.
this one. Eh?
Me too. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Anyway, to start this off, for those of them who don't know
Yes.
you, can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am
While I prepare the ingredients.
Oh, thank you.
Later.
I am a jazz singer, songwriter, composer, and I'm an artist, all-round artist, and I guess a businesswoman.
You are. Don't say I guess you are.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
that's who I am.
And apart from like the music part and the business parts,
I am
something more personal.
very active.
Okay.
I just
She
come from
goes
the
to gym every
right now.
day.
Came from the gym just before I got here, and I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying.
That is goals.
I'm dying. But apart from that, I'm just a girl who I love life, I love my family, and the people that are in my life, and just love forming relationships and being quite intentional about the way I live, but also the people that are in my life and kind of maintaining those relationships. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're going to let you start.
Yeah, let's get into
Yeah,
it.
let's get into cooking.
So the pans and stuff are up there.
Yeah.
What is this? Why would Woolworths put this much glue on? That's bizarre to me. Yeah. So, right.
Oh, should we use that one or should we use this one?
There's not enough space in the kitchen, so
You're not
Are you
about to
gonna go
leave.
out?
Not you. Don't be that guy.
wait.
So
Okay.
So what's gonna happen? Should we use this one or this one?
It's up to you
Probably
because
let's just use this
we
one.
are not the cooks. I mean, like, I'm not the kitchen expert, so
Yeah,
Whoa.
not
You know what
by
I'm saying?
any stretch of the
yeah,
imagination.
like I literally cannot do it.
But this is quick. It's like easy.
Yeah, that was the most.
It's like so easy. It's not even. Maybe I should wash my hands first.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
even
we'll
like
get to
10. Like it doesn't take long at all. And I like. Oh, they're so thick. I like it because it just uses like easy ingredients that aren't too difficult to find. I hope.
I'll do the most difficult part. I'll turn the stove on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, while we're doing that, so you've been nominated for 2 awards actually. Yes, Best Newcomer Jazz
Yes.
and Best Female Jazz Artist. Like, is that not exciting? How does that make you feel? What does it mean to you? Especially so early on in your career, like
Yeah.
you have an EP out and you're already getting nominated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I think I think for the one part, it's like it's exciting because I know you've said early in my career, which it is sort of, but it's also not
But
really
it's not, yeah.
because I've been in the industry for quite
Yeah.
a while. I was in a band with the Unity band,
Yeah.
and we did perform quite a bit. But to answer your question, it is very exciting. It also is like affirming.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
it's
yes.
like quite
Awards are
affirming because you're like, wow, actually, there are people that are listening.
Yes.
And they also think that I can do this.
Yes.
And like they are, like your efforts aren't in vain.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is your first
Twice.
solo.
Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my
EP
first
or body of
solo
music.
solo work, which is like,
Yeah.
but really exciting.
Yeah.
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 Really exciting.
You said it's affirming for the hard work that you do.
Yes. Yes.
And also, so we were thinking about this. When
Yeah.
you make your music, do you have like do you make the music for yourself? Do you make it for a specific type of like jazz lover?
Good question.
Yeah. Because yes, it is affirming, but you know, you get people that just they just care about the sound they make for themselves, you know?
Yeah, that's so good. I don't know if I make my music for like a specific like person,
Yeah.
but I make it for a specific. I guess each song is different. I make some for like a specific topic, you know, like
And then those have specific
people that they're reaching out to. But there is like, yeah, it's like my music is, I guess, topical. It's like about a thing or about people or about a place or about something that I've experienced or something that I've seen. I might not have experienced it myself, but I was like watching or somebody's told me about it and I've heard it. I'm like, oh wow, this is something inspiring that I'd like to pin down and like share and get out there. Yeah, so I think that's definitely a part of it. Yeah.
I suppose in that way you kind of make music for, but that's not like, if people don't like it, it's not going to stop you from making the music.
No, it can't. No. Which side must I be? Must I be that side?
I'm trying to think how I'm doing this. We need to watch this again. Are we going to use this again? Do we need to cut anything up?
I can. Oh, I'll use that. Yeah, okay. We can wash it. It's fine.
Yeah. So this thing heats up quite quickly. Jeez.
Yeah.
And it's very convenient.
I mean.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Thank you. So y'all, we're gonna get into cooking. And then the next time you see us, we'll be rating this food that Thandeka is making for us.
Let's hope that it's
Thandeka and that too.
Yes,
oh yeah, because I'm the
two
team.
of us. We're in a team, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll
Michelle,
see.
you're giving us support.
Yeah, we'll see you guys just now. And we are back. It's time, yeah, thanks so much. It's time to rate the food that you made. Thank you. We make our guests cook here.
Pressure. Cook and speak.
All right, yeah, cook and speak.
And speak.
Okay.
Are
you ready? I'm tasting.
Okay.
Yeah, mine doesn't have the Avo because, like we said, I can't handle.
She's in the Evo season.
Yeah.
Evo-less season.
Yes.
I'm in Evo season.
That chicken now. This is
Can I
quite
paper
nice.
towel?
Do you want one? Friend, this is very
messy,
nice.
but-
It's messy though.
Oh, it
It's
tastes
messy
really
though.
good.
That was very nice.
Okay. You're
Okay.
gonna rate me.
Do you want to start?
Flavor combination. 9 out of 10. Textures. Oh, okay. I'll say
It's
9
out of 10. There we go.
Mm.
For the entrepreneur's narrative rating, I give it a 9 out of 10. Oh, that's really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's your chicken. No.
I know, right? I know, right? Yeah.
Adds to the flavor profile.
Okay.
Sorry.
How much are you giving?
I give the meal a 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of
back
10. There we go.
yourself.
Back yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
10 out
So
of 10.
we'll move to a conversation now. We'll see you guys in 15 seconds.
We just had our food, rated it. Now we can actually kick off the actual podcast of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
No,
like
for real.
officially.
I'm
Thanks,
so
guys.
excited.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. It's good that you're here. Now we can actually ask you proper questions, the ones that we wanted to get into.
Yeah.
So I'll lead with the question of how did you get into music? Like how did you get into like music as a career? Let's just say that.
Okay, I like that question. So I started I started singing like I don't even remember, very young. As soon as I could sing, I was singing, right? As soon as I could speak, probably started singing before I could speak. Literally, I love singing.
Literally impossible, but yeah.
But you like, yeah. Whatever, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And when I was in primary school, you know that process of like selecting which high school you want to go to and stuff. And I told my parents, I don't want to go to any other high school. I want to go to an arts high school.
Okay.
So in Joburg, there's the National School of the Arts, and you have to audition to get into the school.
Oh.
Yeah, so you like it's a long audition. It's not a long audition process, but it's an audition process. And so along with your application, you audition. And my parents then were like, okay, cool, we'll fund that. And I was like, okay, but for me to go there, I have to take private music lessons.
Bruh.
And they found me a music teacher, and I did lessons for about a year and a half or a year, and then got into the school and I studied music. So you do normal high school, but you have music as like a core subject.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so you get like, I think within the every day, it's about a minimum of 2 hours of music per day. And yeah, I did that.
Wait, what does that
So you
entail?
have 2 subjects in music, like 2 sessions or what?
So you can have, it's 2 double periods of music a day.
Yeah, but what does
And
that? What is that?
It entails practicing. Part of it is practicing your instrument or instruments. Everybody plays 2 instruments at the school. Well, when I was there, we played 2 instruments.
Yeah.
And you also do theory, you do music history, you do like general music knowledge. Yeah, there's quite a bit to cover. It's like a huge
This is a
subject.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the practical. So you have a practical and you have the theoretical and then the historical knowledge and trying to put it all together. And then after school, you still join the orchestra, you're still in the choir, you're still in all of those things. So yeah, so it was a vigorous training process, like or program of music, and that's where I started. And after that, I decided I'll go to varsity and do my music. Continue. So in high school, I did classical music. Varsity, I did jazz, specialized in jazz vocals, and I guess my career. I mean, I guess I've always been doing music, but the moment I decided to do it as a career, I started in varsity when I started a few bands. So when you're in varsity, you can I find it like there's 2 different ways you can look at it. You can be a musician just by knowing how to play, but when you're a full musician, you play and you work with other musicians and you play live, right? And so for me, very important part of my training was to perform and was to actually be an active musician in the city. And so started my first varsity band, I think in the first year. Had our first band.
Didn't waste any time.
No.
This is the thing. Before you even continue, the theme of this podcast is just starting, because a lot of people have this perception that if you want to start a business or something, even a music career, like you need all this preparation, you need to align things, and you don't. You just like, she's just doing her passion. Yeah.
You literally just go.
Yeah.
So when people ask, when did you start your career? I'm like, I can't think about that because I've been doing it for such a long time. I guess it just becomes more formalized as the years go by. So I started as a varsity student, just doing, or even in high school, you just do 1 or 2 gigs and they pay you. You go to your friend's mom's dinner party and you guys are playing.
Exactly,
and then in varsity, you're like, okay, I'm going to do more. You go to the little bars around the city, and then you drop that band, you start a new band, you join another band, until you're like, okay, this is what I'm most comfortable with. So you don't know if it could change. I could change my musical style next year or whatever. But yeah, that's where I started.
That's
Wait,
true.
has it always been jazz?
It's, I don't know.
Okay. Cape Town Fires. It's summertime. It's summertime.
It's summer now.
Yeah.
And people are like getting lost on the hikes and stuff.
Oh.
Right? You're
Yeah.
getting mugged.
Oh.
Yeah, and getting mugged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
all
I-
of
yeah.
that. So,
Shame, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
so I don't know if it's always been jazz. I have a lot of musical influences, and I've always, I actually, yeah, I never thought it would be jazz. Let me put it that way. I'm like an R&B soul girl,
Oh.
like through and through.
I believe I can't believe because your music is so nice, like the jazz. Yeah,
Nah,
okay.
man, the vocals match up.
Dude,
It's fine.
exactly that. Yeah.
No, with the jazz and like you
And
could go
R&B.
into
And
R&B.
R&B, but I never thought it would be jazz. I think it was just in me, and when I started writing,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I've been writing music for a very long time. I started writing when I was like a kid, and so I guess it started sort of poppy-ish, but I think when I got into varsity and I'd been studying it for a while, the thing that started coming up was jazz.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know how long it's gonna stay jazz. It might stay forever. It might change. Might be like, ooh, I finally got a soul or R&B album. So yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how to answer the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, that's fine. One thing I like about what you're saying is you're comfortable with things being able to change.
Yes.
Which you should be able to if you want to become successful eventually. It's just
Yeah.
like adapting and moving, and changing. I really like that. When we spoke a bit earlier, you were telling me about you started like finding places to perform at.
Yeah.
Then eventually when you left uni, you moved to working in an agency, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so can you tell us a bit more about that?
Okay.
Because that's how your business came about and we want to know.
Yeah. So when I was studying in varsity, we had a course. It was called like jazz vocal technique or something like that, and you learn like a few things about how to sort of handle yourself as a business, but it's like very like basic, like how to
So they actually
do.
teach you that?
Yeah,
That's
like
wonderful.
just, and it's just a small course. It's like mainly this one was specifically for the jazz vocal students.
Oh, wow,
And you
okay.
just learn how to do, I think, 1 or 2 of the lessons. The one you learn how to do a CV, you learn how to put together a concert, kind of. Yeah, it was actually really cool.
That
yeah,
sounds valuable.
Yeah, that's
it's really, and I remember we even had an assignment where I think you had to conceptualize like an event, your own performance event,
Wow.
from start to finish, and even I guess project like how much you'd make and all of that.
This is why you're so good at this.
I even forgot
don't
that we
think it
did
is.
that.
No, I know she has that spirit in her, the entrepreneurial one, but
Yeah.
also I feel like that helps a lot.
I actually, but I forgot about that. You like, as you're speaking, I'm remembering it now. I forgot that we had that course. I forgot.
Wow.
And you did it for like first and second year, I think. So in the second year, that's when they teach us. And then I think some of the conversations were just about like, what do you want to do? Or rather like, what else is in the industry, And there was a point where I was like, I love to sing, but I know that I'm very, as people, we have many facets to who we are, right? And I'm a very like organized, and I like to plan things, and I like to put things together and all of that. So I was like, I really want to explore management, like artist management. And about 2017, I took a break from studying, and I found a person to intern for. She's an artist manager, and I was her intern for about a year. And it was quite cool also how I met up with her. I just told my lecturer, and my lecturer was like, I know somebody who's an artist manager at Grahamstown Arts Fest, met up with her, and she was like, I can hire you, like I do need the help, so, and you can learn. I learned so much from her. And then the next year I also worked for another artist agency and they both were within the music scene in Cape Town. And from there I learned like so much valuable information about like how to just set up an agency, how to manage artists, how to run a business. And so that's where I got sort of the beginning insight of my agency knowledge. And this year, I just decided I'm just going to open up my own
I
company.
love that. Yeah.
I was like,
Just decided to start. Yeah. No, for real. Like literally, that's all it takes. Just that's the beginning step.
Yeah, the beginning.
The beginning step.
Yeah.
Is to just decide to start. I really like that because a lot of people think that in order to start a business, you need funding.
Yes.
So they stop themselves there already because they think I don't have enough money. But it's actually, you don't need funding to start a business. You need funding to scale a business.
Yes.
You just need to start
you
a
need
business.
funding to scale a business. For sure.
We know that.
So what have
Yeah.
your like hindrances or
Yeah.
I guess difficulties been
When you
in,
started,
in starting?
If you've had any, like just tell us about
Yeah, I think especially like starting your own agency, it's getting into the breaking into the scene, right?
Yes.
Because it's a space like Cape Town specifically,
Yes.
there are lots of events people that
Yes.
or planners or
Yes.
whatever, and or rather let me say preferred service providers.
Yes.
There's preferred service providers.
Yes.
And so if you aren't that, you have to first find a way to get onto that list.
And how do you do that?
Just sending cold
How
emails, cold
specifically
calls.
her? Because I feel like you're good. Yeah.
I'm just cold calling, I'm sending cold emails, and I like literally not so long ago, I was just like sending emails, I sent like so many emails, and I resend emails, I resend.
I love
I
that.
sent
that
like,
person.
I'm like adamant. I sent like 3 emails to the same 10 people. So I sent the initial
That's something
one,
we need to learn, eh?
sent the initial email, and I left it for a bit, and I was like, you know what? I need to get in these people's books. Sent another email, and they didn't, and I sent another email, and I got like 3 people that responded. So I was like, okay, something's happening.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
But it's so I think for me, or rather in an agency situation, like specific, like management and agency, it's just getting the people to trust you, because it's also a trust relationship, right? They can't, because if you're putting on an event right now, birthday party, you've been booked, and there's the catering, and there's the deco, and there's the entertainment, and you don't know these, you don't know some of the service providers that are coming there. Your reputation is on the line. So I do get it, but I like, in my one thing that I hope, or rather one of my hopes is just that people could be more open to kind of welcoming, allowing,
give
yeah.
people a
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
give people a chance.
But I think just like any other industry, there's gatekeepers. People want to keep their market share, I guess.
Yeah, Cape Town.
Nah, it's global. It's a global
know, but Cape
universal
Town.
problem.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to say gatekeepers, but yeah. Yeah.
She did. I saw her dancing around.
I want to say
I
it.
saw her dancing
Trying to keep
around.
it, you know,
Yeah.
PC.
Oh, I really like
we
that.
are
So
about authenticity. So
yeah, you should say it exactly, because that's something someone else might face, and they're like, "What's going on? Nobody's responding." So number one, if you do cold email, do it 10 times until
Yeah.
the person responds.
Until they say stop it.
Yeah, that's a lesson for me.
Yeah.
I feel like
for us
that's
both.
yeah.
Yeah, until they say
That's
stop.
dude.
I was like, you're going to your mailbox. There's 1 or 2 things. They're either going to think this company is crazy
Yes,
and like they're stalking us, or okay, I like your persistence.
yes.
So whichever way they swing it, if you say stop it, it's fine. It's an email or call.
Yeah.
It's like stop it, it's fine. But there's the other 3 or 4 or 1 or 2,
Yes.
and you never know. Like that one person can give you so much business.
That's
that is
very
great.
true.
Like yeah.
Another thing with cold calling is that it's a numbers game. You reach out to 10 people and then 3 people. That's
Yeah.
actually, you've got great numbers for that.
Thanks.
Those are great numbers, but yeah, it's a numbers game. Okay.
Yeah,
You
now
would-
until your, I've always been interested in like your EP
Yeah.
and how you like the process to actually get that out.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
that and then
But
putting
first
that
tell
out.
us about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the
Okay.
inspiration behind
Yeah.
behind that?
Sure. So many nice questions.
I don't know, start with whichever one you want.
Yeah.
I'll start with the EP. So the EP is called Umnikelo, which means offering in isiZulu. And it was just like, it was just a moment for me to go, okay, I've been singing in other people's stuff for a while, and I've been doing this, but I I have something to offer.
Very
I do
true,
have something to offer and have a voice. And I think that I think it's valid and I've got something important to say and people should hear it. And so that's why it came about. And it's just a collection of, I think it's like 5 tracks or something, of just my thoughts, things that I think about, like the state of our nation. One of the songs is in Qatar, so just being tired, of what's going on. And I'm a girl, I love love, so love songs. I'm just like, I love love. And it's just really like a glimpse into what's going on in this mind. I love Jesus. I'm a Jesus girl. So one of the songs is just an offering to the Lord. And so it's just like it's like a snapshot into my world and just into the things that I think about. I think for me as an artist, I'm very inspired by what other people around me are doing, what people are saying, what's happening. And I do believe that art it's a medium for people to be able to communicate, and not just to communicate, I guess, frivolous things, which are important because we do need to discuss things that are not always deep, but it's also just a way to maybe be thought, to like provoke thoughts, or to start a conversation, or to just highlight like, this has been happening, we're tired, and there's the one song just about like women, like just celebrating women, the ordinary woman, not like the superstar woman, but like the everyday woman, like your mom or the lady that you see that's walking from the bus stop every day, and just saying like, oh, you're amazing, So that's the EP. So that's the EP. And then how I came about, like, to just
the whole production. Everything. How do you get studio time? Like, what are you? Because this is why I want you on this thing. I want to know these things.
Firstly, it's not cheap.
Yes.
It's not cheap. So I think there's a few stages in it. The one big part is obviously the product. You have to have something to present. So that's the process of writing the music, arranging the music. You can write the music and you can perform it live, but to put it on an album is a different thing, because you must package it. You can't.
I see.
It's like, let's say you make a cake. When you make a cake for your family, you don't have to put on like little fruits. You don't have to put the strawberries in an ice. You can you'll put the icing on and you can just present it like, okay, cool. But then you need to think about, what kind of ribbon am I going to put on? What kind of am I going to put it in a box, or I put it in a glass thing or a plastic so that people can see it? So same thing with the music. The music is there when I perform it live, and nothing is missing. It's the full product and it's beautiful. But when I'm going to put it on an album, I have to think about, how am I going to package it so that it's also not too long, and also so that it kind of, you want to say what you want to say, but you also need to get out. So you need to package it well. So and I guess we call that became called a part of that arrangement. So how do you arrange the music for the specific project? So there's a lot that goes on in the creative process. The practicing, getting the musicians together, that's a whole job on its own. So that's one part. You do that. And now is the time to actually now go into studio, find the studio.
Yeah, go. Tell us.
Firstly, studios are not cheap. But
there's no record label behind you, so you
it was all me. It's self-funded. My first project, self-funded project, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
I would be.
I'm happy with how it turned out.
Thank you.
I would be very happy with
Thanks, guys. So the one thing that I had to do, I had to look for a studio, but I went around, I looked at different people. I asked various studios what their rates were like, and also I had to be wise, because they charge per hour, right? And so you can't get there in faff. You need to get there, and so I had initially booked for, I think, 3 days in studio.
Did you record the thing in 3 days?
I actually recorded it in less because I could save money.
Oh my gosh.
I recorded it in about, I think about 1.5 or 2 days.
Okay.
Bro.
2
Wait, and that's
days.
divided into how many hours per day?
It was about, if we get there, I think we got there about 10 and we ended at 4.
So it's like a full day, essentially.
Actually, it's a full day.
Okay.
It was a full day because the first day I did everything. I did my vocals and I did the band playing. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I did it over 3 days, but I didn't use the full studio
Yeah.
time. So I think the full studio time was like about an 8 to 12 hour day. But I didn't use the full 8 or 12 hours each day. I used about 4 hours or 6 hours on the first day, then about 2 hours the second day, and then the third day I used about like an hour.
Okay.
Cut it
Wow,
down
sure.
because you also need to cut those costs.
Yeah.
But the way you can cut the costs is the pre-preparation before.
Yeah.
Rehearsing and doing all that. So then I found this beautiful studio actually in Newlands. They came in at a sweet spot, so they were affordable, but I also knew the quality was going to be good. I knew I wasn't compromising because also there's also that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
this is the
point in
thing,
paying for something if it's not going to come
Yes,
out.
if it's not-
Yeah, it's like
This is a thing about new beginnings is you have to manage resources. And I find that as long as you are determined, like this is the result I want,
Yeah.
you will find a way to make that result happen. Even if
Yeah.
it means searching for studios for like 10 years or something, that's exaggerating.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
as long as you're going to make that happen.
yeah, and like and like you obviously will not undermine the integrity of the
Yeah.
project, and you shouldn't. You're right.
Yeah, but that's also if you value excellence. Right. So that's
You should.
we are finding that there's a lot of people out there who just
Who are skimming.
don't.
They're
They don't.
skimping.
They just,
Yeah.
exactly.
They're
just
cutting
don't.
corners
Yeah.
and
So-
just
Yeah.
If you don't value excellence, you'll take the cheapest studio.
Actually,
because
I
you
think
just want
that's
to
something we
record.
need to say right now. If you don't value excellence, don't think your business is just going to survive and succeed.
its own.
Or your career.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
Yeah.
Even if you value excellence, it might not. So imagine now you don't value excellence.
Yeah. And it's not easy, right? Like
It
all of
really
these
isn't,
things,
no.
like trying to get people to be a part of your project.
Yeah.
and also then after that, you don't value excellence and you're still gonna present it to the public and you want them to
Yeah,
buy
accept
it. And
it.
it's like how are you like what's the there's the disconnect. So there's the pre-production, or this is what we call it. It's the pre-production, production,
Production, and then,
post-production.
Yeah.
So the production was the in-studio work and funding that and paying for the musicians. There's a lot of
Yeah.
costs that go in. You're not just paying for the studio, you're paying for your musicians, you're paying for every person that comes in. Even if you're asking a favor, you're not just gonna give people no money. So you need to, you know, you're paying for that, and also just making it a good experience. You want everybody to leave there feeling like they were valued. And then post-production is also another thing.
This is something I'm interested in because it includes marketing, launching your album, I'm very interested in that.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
So then when you do the post-production, you get a mixing engineer who mixes the work. That took
A lot of
took its own it's its own journey.
Yeah.
I learned so much in that,
Okay.
which is fun, you know, because you don't, as a performing artist, you don't get into a lot of production. So now when I was doing this, I was like, listening, I don't like this. I like this. So it was a big learning curve for me. And then after that, it's the putting everything together, the photo shoot, the marketing, and I did it all by myself.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it
I
is.
marketed this thing
That's
by
how it
myself,
is.
and it was like,
Wait, how did you go about that?
Yeah.
like how did I? That's a good question. How did I?
In that.
Cause like it's crazy. I used a lot of my social media, and also I knocked on a lot of doors to get interviews. I did a lot of interviews. Lots of people were like, you got so many interviews. I'm like, no. I had 2 friends who were kind enough to offer and help me like knock on doors as well.
Okay.
But like we just worked, just emailing people, trying to find who do you know? And literally what I did was I did my own press run. So that just means you send out a press release to a lot of media houses and journalists that you know, and you're just like, this is what Thandeka's doing. This is who she is. You want to get to know her. You want to interview her. Please interview her. And I'm so blessed that people actually like
Responded.
I got like a few articles written about me, and that was like, that was good. I was like, okay, cool. Something's happening.
Yeah.
And but I think together with the online and radio interviews and all that, I did quite a bit of what do you call this? I did quite a bit of live performances as well, because you also want people to come to your music, see your performances and see them. So I it's a lot.
It's another question of how you get the gigs.
Yeah.
Because like it seems like you're booked and busy.
Always, yeah.
From
That's
the
what we
outside, it
always.
looks like you're just doing this thing so
That's
swiftly and so
Always. That's why
so
I wanted
gracefully.
to chat to her, because
Yeah.
every time she's like, oh, I'm going to Joburg. I'm here. I'm performing there. Do you guys want to come? Like you're always, and I always wonder, how are you doing this? Because I know it's not like you have a label behind you organizing all this stuff for you. It's literally just you doing this. Yeah.
So yeah, how do I get this? That was so funny.
I'm just good at what I do.
But I'm hearing it's determination. It's the will. She has grit. That's what I realized. She has grit. Like I said, it was not born in me, but
Yeah.
she has it.
You see it. You see it when you see it.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm realizing.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. I'm just gonna take all of it. All of it. I'm not gonna say no. Don't stop.
It doesn't mean that it's not hard, because it is. You're probably here when you're organizing your photo shoot, you're crying by yourself, like, is this gonna work?
I'm just
but
like,
you're doing it.
You're doing it.
You're
Like I remember
it.
doing my album photo shoot. I was like, I had my I had a family friend. He has a camera. I was like, you come and you should take my pictures.
Wow.
And I was like, because I don't have a stylist. I'm going to be my own stylist.
Yes, you
I'll
are.
just email, I just message my friends, what do you think about this outfit? What do you think? So it's a community as much, you know, it is me, but I'm thankful for the people around me who I'm able to like just call and be like, hey, do you know X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
Can you help me with this, with that? But I won't lie, I do have grit. I'm a very like, I'm a girl who just, I do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And like, maybe some people will say it's a bit hard, but I don't believe like, and I think it can work if I sit down and do nothing.
100%.
Right?
Sorry, before you even continue that, because I was thinking that's the difference. Because even if your work is good, and even if you're a good artist, like you could have chosen to just do the music, now the album is there, and then posting it on your Instagram, and then expecting people
like
to
bare minimum.
magically find you.
And they're not gonna
Which
find you.
so many people do. That doesn't, like, even for us, we were so scared to put our faces out and like advertise, do the work in the beginning. But then the business doesn't grow. Nothing happens
doesn't grow.
because we're literally not advertising. So
And who's gonna find? They're gonna search on Google. Like, what are they gonna type on Google? And also,
100%, but
they're
you
not
even
gonna
have
find
to
you
be
'cause
on
there's other people
exactly
whose paid ads are like
way above you.
you probably on page 8.
Exactly. You even have to get yourself onto Google. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's the thing that I like is like, no, I contacted the journalists. I did the album cover.
Yeah.
I did all these things, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot. Like, album cover. You have to pay a person to do the album cover. You have to like pay. One thing I'm gonna say: if you're gonna do an album, you need money.
Yeah.
Whether it's an EP or a full-length album, you need money. You need funding. And it's a part of like a business idea that I hopefully like in the future will be able to see.
Yeah.
It's like to provide funding for people to be able to do that, right? Especially musicians.
Yeah.
It's a very risky investment.
It really
So
yes.
you
Yeah.
can't, but that would be something that I would like to do because I see the value. I think there is a way that you can maybe get returns. It might not be the standard way that people might not be fully monetarily, like,
And that's okay.
immediately. But I
Yeah.
think that there is a way to support the arts.
I love that. I think it's okay.
Yeah, and so I'm going back to Atu's question about the events. How do I put on my shows? You know, like I love performing. Firstly, like I love performing.
Yeah,
It's-
I remember the karaoke night. I was like,
dude, man.
yeah, we did karaoke.
dude, I was shook. We need to actually put it
Yeah.
in this
Can
thing.
we have it
Do you have
recorded?
it?
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
have
have
it.
it. You have it. Let's take it.
Yes.
And then we have Michelle's performance.
Here, let's answer the question, please.
Yes, so you answer the question. No, but so firstly, I love performing. I just believe in it. I believe in it 100%. I'm like, I can't not perform. So I love performing. But how do I get a performance? I literally just like I think over the years I've also especially in Cape Town I've built like a reputation. So I have like my audience has consistently grown over the years. But that's just because I've always put on shows.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I would do this thing where I put on a show on my birthday every year or something like that. I put on a show whatever venue says that they open to jazz music. I would go there and put on a show. So that's one of the things that I would do, especially with public gigs, right? And then, but now what I just do is I literally just go to a venue. I'm like, hey, I want to perform, or I have a concept, and I pitch
That's
that
the thing,
concept to people, and I'm like, this is what I want to do, and are you game? Would you be keen? But also, I think it's tough if people need to understand that you're not gonna start with a full sold out show.
No, you're not. Yeah.
You're not gonna start with a sold out
This
show.
is
You
good,
just have to keep. Every year they get more and more. Like I was talking to somebody the other day and we were like, there's no such a thing as overnight success. It doesn't exist, right?
Literally,
like it doesn't exist. It's just every year incrementally increasing. Like you get, if this year you had 10 people, maybe next year you'll have 15.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get 20, but
it's
it's 5 more is better.
Yes, exactly. And it's about being okay with the fact that this year was only 10 people, but in future, if I
Yes.
continue, I will get to the 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like, so I don't know if I'm answering your question, but it's just like knocking on the door, asking people to perform, and then just like, and also just having like a track record of people knowing that, okay, cool, my shows. And it's nice, like these cricket stuff, you can see, you've actually, your events are doing well. I just recently went to Joburg in May, did my own show. I was like, I'm going to Joburg. I don't know how. I was like, I want to go to Joburg. I want to perform at Joburg and be with my family and let them also experience this.
Yeah.
And I was just like, got a friend that called us like, can you help me?
Wow.
Let's put this on in Joburg. And we just approached a few venues. About 2 of them agreed. We only decided to do one show.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Sold out. Beautiful night.
I love it.
But all you just have to do is you have to just commit and be like, okay, let's just go and then we see what happens.
I love this. Okay, I love it. I'm inspired myself. Okay. So you mentioned earlier that there's different ways that you can monetize music.
Yes.
Other than exploiting artists.
Hey, other than exploiting artists.
Yeah.
Eish, guys.
So yeah, I was just thinking like, because this obviously needs to make you money.
Yeah.
And how did you go about that? Did you start thinking that this is how I was going to make money with music, and then it moved to something else? I think that's also what you just said now anyway. Yeah, but how do you think about monetizing your music career, whether it's through your business or...
You?
Yeah.
How did it? You're asking me such tough questions.
Yeah.
Look, even let's just say I'll piggyback on that. So, because art is sort of subjective,
Yeah.
like how do you even price your stuff?
Nice.
begin
Hey. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm saying they're difficult, but they're very good questions. They're very good. So when you, I'm always going to speak, whenever I speak as somebody who studied music, because that's what I did. I can't speak as someone who didn't. And I think it's too different, right? We approach
Okay.
things maybe differently.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong
Very
with
true, yeah.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just I always have to preface it, I think, just so that people understand that that's my lens of experience. Just so that I don't lose people, you know. So when I was studying, the only way we could make money when I was studying was to gig, right? So, because I'm a music student, music students are on campus the whole day. We're like architecture students and medicine students. We're always on campus. Like, we live there.
Yeah.
Like, we live in the practice room. Okay.
Looks like you loved it.
It's no love-hate relationship. There's-
More 8-8.
yeah, it's but there's no other way you can grow, right? You have to be in the practice room. You can't say you're a music student, but you're not in the practice room. But what we had found was we can make money. Yeah, you can do a few jobs on campus, but you can't do a lot of jobs because you need to practice. So how are you going to make money and practice? Gig.
Okay.
And you grow. So when you're gigging, you're learning a different skill. You're still practicing, but you're learning a whole other skill within your within this career, right? So that's how I started.
Okay.
And I would just gig. We gigged and we made money. And you sort of heard like, okay, this is how much this person's getting paid. So that's how it started, like
I love that,
figuring out pricing because you don't know.
Looking at your competition.
Yeah, you like asking people, asking the older people, what are you getting paid? Or they've offered me this. What do you think? You know? So
So the venue sets the price, or not the venue. But
maybe the client
Yeah.
or the client will ask you how much you're getting paid.
Right.
You don't know, you're asking an older student. And you know, so that's how I started asking older students, and also finding out from other musicians like, oh, what's happening, you know. So that's how you start. But then you leave school, or you also start getting like expenses, and you're like, I can't, no, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. So now you have to start figuring out, okay, but within whatever this industry or whatever the city is charging people, how can I still charge a fair rate, but not outprice myself?
Yes.
So I started like that. But then after a while, I was like, no, I can't do this. I'm not gonna live. I won't eat. You know. So then you just start thinking about yourself as a business. Like I started thinking like, how much is going into this? What do I need? What's coming out? I have to pay people. It's not even just about money all goes into my pocket. There's things that I need to maintain. I need to have a voice lesson. I need to, if you're a saxophone player, you have to buy new reeds and stuff. So that's sort of how you like think about the pricing.
Which is exactly how you should be thinking about pricing.
Yeah, you have to think about like the cost to you.
Every single cost every single item that goes into producing your music or product or service, those all should be part
in
of
that pricing, right? So that's more or less how I'm thinking about it now, but also then adding on to that my experience.
Yeah.
my experience and my expertise.
Yeah.
So when people are like, oh, your price, I'm like, well, you can't book me because I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. I love this because people love
No.
to argue with the
No.
pricing of people that are just starting out businesses that are just, I can't
No.
deal with this anymore.
You can't, it can't be a question. My thing is, I've put in the work, I've put in the hours.
Yes.
You've seen my product, you know that it's
And
good.
you like it.
You
That's
love
what-
it.
Guys,
You love it, and that's
You
why you
like
come
it,
here. So
exactly.
if you don't want, if you are okay to not have me, then go. But I can't. Like, there's also a threshold that I can't go below.
yes.
So if you want me to now go below, you're also taking me back. You're taking me back years ago. I'm like, I'm not a student anymore. I don't need to take anything. Like, I'm
I'm loving
and
what I'm hearing.
also because I'm also at that point in my life where I'm like, this whole broke artist thing, it's never been me. I love nice
It's
things,
killing me.
and it could never be me.
Yeah.
I will never be a broke
But
artist.
actually, can we pause here, because there's a reason why you're able to do that. It's you are able to finance your life in other ways, right? Because you
Yes.
teach, right?
Yes.
You've given yourself the opportunity to
Yes.
be able to say no,
Yes.
which is also a decision we made. Is
Yeah.
we have an opportunity to be able to say no. Otherwise, to be honest, if you didn't have that opportunity, you would just
You have to have, yeah. I think, I don't know, and I think this maybe, oh yeah, the car.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But you know, I'm thinking about, so I like that you brought me on this show because I believe that, like, my work as an artist, I'm a business. I always say it, and I'm
you move like one.
listen, I'm my mind.
Yeah, you move like one.
I'm not like a cutesy. I'm a business. So, and and now I'm an artist. So my agency. So I run an agency, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an artist under my agency, which I own.
You see,
You
with
see?
yourself multiple
And
ways.
so if you book me,
they're paying you twice.
or
first
they
of
pay
all.
my manager, whoever, I
Yes.
don't know, whoever's handling my books, the person that's handling my books, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm also an artist.
Yes,
So-
and that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
so-
how you make money.
But 100%.
Yeah.
So, but what I want to say is, I think, like, we in this, the space economically that we're in like, just in the world, entrepreneurs need to be able to give themselves, like, options, like a room to be able to have a yes and a no.
Yes.
But you can't do that if you don't have money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what I'm trying to get at is, it's entrepreneurship, business. It's not glamorous. It's not as glamorous
No.
as it seems.
Exactly.
And what it's going to require from us is actually, you need to work. You need to
yeah.
work. This is not the 70s where a lot of people could just do something and it's amazing,
Yeah.
and you kick off and whatever. Like, sounds amazing. I would have loved to.
I wish,
You know, and who knows, maybe in like the next 3 years I'll really be like the
Yeah.
best singer that people
Yeah.
want to like buy all my music. I can't wait for that moment.
Yeah.
But until that point, I also need to find ways to fund my life.
Yeah.
And I think just on I think, like, for entrepreneurs, for me, it's like, you want dignity as a person. You want to be able to, like, maintain your humanity and keep that intact, so that I can say yes to this and no to that, because a no must be a no, and a no completely. Not like a, but I really want to, but like, this is so beneath me. None of that. It's just, let's just, for me, my whole thing is to people, just like, find something else that you can do on the side. Do it, work, and like,
there's no shame in working and running your business. Please, like, please
actually,
do that.
please do it.
Please don't struggle.
Please do
Exactly.
it. Please, because this is we not now. The economy is not like friendly. It's not friendly. None of the prices
And it's
are.
not cute when you're dying running your business and you have no money and it's draining you and you hate it. And
there's no
it
honor
can't
in
be
that.
a lost hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Because you
So
have none.
I mean, and I think for me, it's like this: when we live in a world of like social media and like glamorizing everything, we forget to tell the honest truth that
Yes.
the only way I'm able to to whatever, to be a vlogger or whatever, is because I'm able to sustain myself with something else. I don't have to tell you what exactly I do. It's none of your business. But just know that that this thing is not the only thing that's supporting me. Like, I don't know, I find it weird when people don't want to like admit that, there's a lot of work that we're doing out here.
You find it weird that people...
Oh, I find it weird that we don't want to like admit that the space that we're in is not... It's not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not the same for everyone, and some of us are going to have to maybe work
do more
and put in more effort, and it's not cute. We're not trying to glamorize working hard or anything, but if we do have like I want to sing, and that's what I studied, and that's what I want to do. That's what I love, but like I need to also be able to fund that and enjoy what I do. And I'm sure you guys as well.
It's exactly
with your
the same.
company.
Exactly
you love
the
what
same.
you do, but you also want to have that joy doing it. And yeah, okay, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just very passionate about
thank you.
that.
I love that. I'm so glad you said that, because that is very much the journey of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's very, very useful information for anybody out there. I mean, I guess a segue for me would be like, if you could redo your entire journey from beginning, and this is everything from like starting being a musician as a career, starting your agency, all of it, like how you're promoting your stuff, what would you do differently, if anything?
Sometimes I think, would I want to do something differently? Sometimes I think yes, and then I think no. I think where I am now, I actually wouldn't, right? Or rather, I wouldn't change the path. I would maybe just alter a few things. Maybe I would say, when we study an art subject, we can, I don't know, I think universities need to think about how they package that. Just because it's a beautiful thing to study. It's very intense. It's very, you learn a lot. It's a rigorous program. However, I think it can, if you aren't, like, I don't have the words, but if you're like sharp or something, not smart, but just a little bit like street smart, maybe, you could miss opportunities just on how for you to monetize and how to be able to carry yourself. So maybe if universities could put in like actual like
some
practical courses that are not related to the arts at all, just related to how to think like an entrepreneur or how to think like a business person. I would add that. Definitely, because I think it would maybe cut some time on learning some things that maybe I could have just learned in varsity, and just like, okay, cool, when you're running a business, or if you, because it's at the end of the day, like we're saying, it's entrepreneurship.
It is,
so they should just add entrepreneurship courses to it.
Most courses should actually just
add that, just so that we can have.
Seems like university as a whole just has there's that gap between what you're practically or theoretically studying in university to actually being in the career. There's like that middle point where there's something missing.
100%. Yo, and that something is a big something.
It is a big something.
It's a huge something. Yo, I'm like, guys. So
in entrepreneurship, even if you do the course, the thing that's missing is selling. And do you know how big that is?
You imagine.
How to be a salesperson.
Imagine.
But anyway, continue.
So like that would be one thing. To just have something that is able to just bolster. Now, I've got the toolkit of the arts, but I'm a salesperson, like you're saying. So how do I put them together so I can be ready for the market out there? But really, I don't think so. I think I liked the way I did it. I was very proactive. I was like, I want to understand management. How does this work? I wanted to learn the industry. So what I actually did, and when I think about it backwards, but I knew what I was doing as well. I wanted to be able to go, as a musician, I have touched on a few aspects within the music business, so that I know that even if somebody manages me, I know what's happening, that there's no confusion of roles, but also of expectations. And also just, I think like when they say like CEOs need to know every layer of the business, sort of
They do, and you do.
you know.
Yes.
So that's basically what I was doing, and that I would maybe do it even more. Like I'd go even harder, knock on more doors, and be like, hey, I want to learn this, and maybe I would have opened up my business a bit earlier. I wouldn't have opened it this year. I probably would have opened it like 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think that's like yeah.
No, that's a very useful information. So essentially, all I wanted to be the takeaway of this is, how do you tell the next person who's going to follow the same journey as you how to like go about it? So you've heard you've learned a lot of lessons along the way. Or you've had like a lot of things that you can impart on the next person. So I mean, if you've done your journey in the best way that you want to, and you do it in future, then I mean that's useful information for the next person.
Thanks. Yeah. So they can ask me. Thank you for having me on the show.
I love it.
Because I'm like, it's nice.
You've got so many lessons. I love it. What do we have to look forward to? You first of all, it's the 2 nominations. Hopefully, you win both of them. Can you win?
That's already happened.
That's happened.
Yeah, that's happened
Hi, Bo.
already. Yeah. Look at you being in the past.
Michelle's, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Michelle's in the past. I didn't win those nominations. However, for me, that was enough. Just being nominated was like, I was like, okay. Also, it's nice. Like, you're like, okay, people know that I'm there.
Yes.
And I'm doing something right. And it's perfect. It's like, it's even better. It's like, I think winning anything is cherry on top, but that recognition for you to know that there's people watching you.
That's great. Yeah.
But I have a show coming up.
Yes, you do.
On the 8th of November.
Yes, you do.
It's a Miriam Makeba tribute show, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. That's going to be quite cool. And then, I've
Do you have a birthday
birthday.
performance thing?
I don't know if I'm having a birthday performance. I think my performance it's gonna be in December.
Okay.
So we'll have like a birthday vibe around the 6th. I'm not sure. 6th December. Look out, maybe 6th of December. I'm gonna try to do something completely different. Maybe not even jazz. Who knows?
I don't think I'll be there, but I hope you guys enjoy it.
No. Where are you going? Your way?
Yeah.
Oh no.
She might be away.
I definitely will be away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
If I can be there, I'll be there.
Okay. Well, that's me. And then we take it every day.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep pushing.
Yeah, step by step, and just hoping for the best.
Just more music and just things growing and flourishing, and I
Thank
like
you.
that.
Yeah.
Great. This has been an insightful chat.
I loved it.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, this is actually better than we anticipated. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And that's the
That's
episode.
it, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.